Yo, 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 and welcome to my first ever Q&A on this channel. Now, I asked for a load of questions on Instagram and I said make them football, make them life, anything you want, any question you want, and I'll answer it. But we're just gonna smash through them, get them all answered so that you guys know a bit more about me and my life, what I'm into, my opinions, and all of that sort of stuff. First question comes from ApexBaby1839. He says, if you could meet any player and play beside him, who would it be? By the way, keep up the good work. Cheers, man. For me, a lot of people would say the big names like Messi or Ronaldo, but I'm thinking about who I'd like to play beside and also meet so that I can learn a few things. So for me, it would probably be Iniesta, so that I can learn a lot from him, from his football. I can ask him a load of questions about different movements and ball skills. And then also, he's just an amazing player. He understands football so well. So on the pitch, he'd understand the space and where to get the ball. And he's an amazing passer of the ball, so it would be an honor to play with him. Eden_Spencer asks, would you play keeper for an A-League team if you were asked? Look, if I was asked to play keeper for an A-League team, I'd definitely take it. There's an opportunity there to be a professional footballer. Although it wouldn't be my favorite position, I know that if I were to be asked, I'd be helping that team for a specific reason, whether it's because they needed a keeper or they see potential in me. But definitely, I'd 100% take it. Whether I'd stay keeper forever, that's another story. 10-Way MCR asks, if you could manage any team, who would it be? I'm just gonna have to say it. Arsenal. Wenger, not doing well enough, mate. I think I could get in there, maybe change a few things. Possibly, it's a tough job, but he's not getting it done. Maybe I could. Abby Hull asks, who is your fave soccer player and why? Once again, Iniesta probably, just because of how well he understands football. Would have been Xavi before he retired. He was also one of my favorites just because the understanding and the midfield play, it's just out of this world. It's like when making a car, Messi is the end product of the car, but underneath that you have a lot of people working hard, so that's Iniesta, Xavi, and the rest of the team. Zulk_10 asks, in your opinion, can't even say it. In your opinion, is talent a real thing? And what differentiates between a good player and a great player? For me, talent is not a real thing. I think some people are born with some skills early on that they've received from their parents, but talent, not so much. I was good from a young age, but I think it came down to work I put in that nobody saw, and that's the thing. We all look at Messi and Ronaldo and think, wow, they're so talented, they're the best in this world, but really, who saw them from the age of 3 to 13? Not many people, maybe his family and the coaches, but you just don't see that sort of thing, so we just get to see the end product. So I don't think talent's a real thing. That ties in with what differentiates a good player and a great player. It's all about the hard work that you put in. If you're not putting in, you're not going to get to your goals. Hamish.Guthrie asks,
increasingly, HMOs, health maintenance organisations find themselves wrestling with the moral implications of their allocation of resources. By what guideline or guidelines should they decide between investing in more preventative services and investing in more life-prolonging technology, or how much of their money should they redirect from physical health to mental health?
Hamish, mate, I'm not your teacher. This wasn't a place to put your assignment questions. I don't know that. And I'm not the person you should be asking. Ask your teacher. Connor.Lavery asks, who inspires you the most in life? That would have to be my mentor. He 100%, his work ethic is out of this world. His whole life is football. He understands the game of football so well that he's really inspired me to push myself to the next level. And if I didn't have him there, then I wouldn't be where I am, 100%. Kaylin_Thompson asks, what boot do you prefer, Superfly 4 or Vapor 10? Or Superfly 5 and Vapor 11? I'm going to be completely honest, I have no idea what those boots are. I know Superflies and I know Vapors, I do not know the numbers. But I will show you my favourite boot at the moment. At the moment I have to wear these, they're the Tiempo, I think they're Legend 4, I have no idea. They're okay, I just have to wear them because of my foot, because of the studs at the bottom. But if I could wear any boot and my foot didn't hurt, it would be these boys. Look at that boot. That is one hectic boot. I love the colorway, the white, the red, epic boot. Probably one of my favorites at the moment. Luke_O'Connor 35 asks, would you consider working on the business side of football? When you say business side, I assume maybe as a director of a club and managing finances, maybe something like that. Most likely, I think that would be pretty cool. I'd always love to run my own club. I think it would be so cool to recruit players and then bring up young players and then push to make the Premier League or something like that. I think it would be really cool. Ned_Mill98 asks, 3 things to take with you on a deserted island. Number 1, football. Wonder if we can take people. I'm really stumped on this one. Maybe like a spear or like a fishing rod or something like that so that I can get food. And then number 3, let's go with a jet ski. When have you ever seen a sad person on a jet ski? So I just drive that around for fun. Andre_F2 asks, your first ever pair of football boots. From ones that I can remember, I had a pair of X-Blades and a pair of Predators, Adidas Predators, but that's as far back as I remember. Ami Rildon 4 asks, which team do you support? That would have to be Arsenal in England and then Barcelona in Spain. Those are the 2 teams that I like the most. IG.WXLL asks, what got you into soccer? I always remember my mum and dad saying from a young age, I always just wanted to kick a ball, and when I was like 3 or so, I'd just kick a ball and always had fun with it. So then I played my first season when I was 5 and I just never looked back. It was amazing. Dinny6D asks, would you sponsor your own boot with your face on it? Of course, 100%. Why not? Why not? 5JCM asks, how are you going to achieve to become a pro? Are you going to switch teams, etc.? So my plan is to stay with Manly United, maybe till the end of the season. It depends on how everything goes. And then from there, either go overseas or look to go into a National Youth League club here in Australia. And then hopefully that becomes a path to either make it to a high level overseas or a high level in Australia. James.M asks, what inspired you to play football soccer? Oof. What inspired me? I think just the love of the game. Ever since I played, I was a decent player and I was scoring a fair few goals for my teams when I was younger. And I just think I love the feeling of winning. I'm so competitive. Anything I do, I'm so competitive. So I think that comes a lot into play, and it's something that I'm quite good at. It's just my sport. Tappy Joe asks, if you could play for one team in the big leagues, who would it be? Barcelona. It'd have to be Barcelona. The way they're going and the players that you have around you that understand the game of football and the movements, they know so much. So not only would I be in a great environment to play, but there's players there that I'd easily be able to learn from and grow as a footballer. Even if it was just for 6 months, I would learn so much. Or a day, you just could ask so many questions to experienced players such as Iniesta or Messi, and you would learn. Diego asks, if you were given a chance to be as good as a certain footballer, who would it be? Iniesta again, simply because, like I keep saying, he understands the game. The guy is amazing. Oh, Dano, I love this question. I asked one of my mates this one and we couldn't even come up with an answer. If you could have a standout skill in football, what would it be? Like shooting, passing, dribbling, corners, defensive, goal saving. And we tried picking one, and I want to hear what you guys think down in the comments, but me and my mate came up with the thought that shooting would be the most important, because if you could just shoot the ball and be so good at it that almost every time it goes in, it doesn't really matter about your other trades. So you could just receive it, turn and shoot from wherever and score, and you're almost guaranteed to sign a professional contract. So that was our thought. Maybe? Let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure. It was a really tough one. Peter asked, when did you start playing for Manly United? Manly United is the club I play for at the moment. It's the second league below the top league in Australia. It's not the greatest quality, but I started there in under 11s. And then I got dropped because I wasn't big enough, so I didn't get picked. And then I didn't break back into Manly until I was in the under 16s, and so I've been there 4 years now. Evan asked, if you could be sponsored by a top brand, who would it be? Have to be Nike. I love their boots, and if they could hook me up with some more of these, that would be amazing, because I know they're limited edition. If they could hook me up with some more of those, or whatever boot I wanted, that'd be sick. Late Shav Vlogs asks, would you rather meet Messi or Ronaldo? 100% Messi. I'm not a huge fan of Ronaldo. I think he's good, but Messi is just amazing, so have to be Messi. Car Plays 11 asks, what is your favorite animal? Have to be a dog. My dog, I'm sure you guys have seen it in the videos. Here's a picture up here, but I love him to bits. He's just an amazing dog. I'm so close to dogs. Anything else. I hate cats, but dogs, because they're so friendly to humans, they're my favorite by far. Easily. Brady asks, who is better, James Rodriguez or Karim Benzema? I don't like either of them too much. I think James is quite a good player, but after seeing what he's done on the bench at Real Madrid, kind of having a bit of a sulk about not starting, and you know, that's football. Sometimes you don't start. Karim Benzema is sort of in the same boat there, but probably Rodriguez. His skill, if we're just talking about on the pitch stuff, I just think his skill is amazing. G Jones asks, what's the best team you've played against? That would have to be a training game against the Sydney FC first grade team. So when I was with the youth team 2 years ago, we had a training match against the first team. Some of the youth players who were there, we went up and trained with them, and that was pretty intense. I was marking Alex Gersbach. I was playing right wing and he was left back, and that was just an amazing experience. So I love that. Abe Stassi asks, at what age did you start football? I started playing at 5 years old and I've never stopped. Haven't taken a year off except last year when I got injured. And that's going to conclude today's Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making some of the stuff and answering some of your questions, because it allows for you guys to know a bit more about me and we can interact a bit more. So some of you guys might go for Arsenal as well. Some of you guys might want to play for Barcelona, and it just allows for us to interact and be on the same level. So it's cool. I love it. Another Q&A might come out maybe next month or a couple months, something like that, when more questions need to be answered. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. And if you want to see another one, let me know in the comments and we can sort something out in the future. But make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.